How are you?
Hello, Sherry.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. So happy to
Awesome.
be here.
I'm so glad you're joining me. And while we wait for others to join us, and people will come, I don't know how familiar you are with spaces, but people come in and out and then they'll listen to us on replay. So I just go ahead and kind of get things started and we just kind of get on our merry way and folks will join in. But before we do that, I want to kind of give you a tour because I know I'm popping your cherry, so to speak, about being a speaker on a space today. So I want to give you a tour about what the space looks like. So of course, your microphone button, your request button is down in that bottom left corner. The request becomes a microphone once you're granted a microphone. And if you could, just as we're doing this, you shut your microphone off while when you're not speaking, just because for some reason sometimes we get some feedback if speakers leave their mics on other than just me. I think it's like multiple. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. So there's a little wand down in the bottom middle, and that's our soundboard. So if you click on it, you'll see there's different kind of sounds you can click on, and we typically stay away from that because some folks will start trolling us with them. Next to that toggle to the right is looks like two people. If you click on that, it shows you who's in the space and what their role is: co-host, speaker, listener. Then there's a little heart, and that's where you find the emojis that you could put up when people are talking to show whether you support or don't support what they're saying or just to say hello. Next to that, you can make a cut a clip of what's being said in the space, and then over to the far right is a thought bubble or a text bubble, and people can go in there and put a question or comment in there, and we can refer to it as the show goes on and answer any questions that somebody may put in that chat. So that is your bottom panel of the space. Now, up at the top right, you want to stay away from that leave button because you'll go out of the space. But guess what? As long as I have the space open, you can come right back in. Then there is an up arrow. I think you guys have it. Maybe I just have it as a host, but the up arrow in that top right corner is for you to send out and sprinkle this space in a DM or post it. So, any questions?
No, that's all clear. Thank you.
You are most welcome. And sometimes I have a master mute button. And when I hit it, everybody is on mute until I take it off. And sometimes, because of where that toggle is located, I do it accidentally. Don't get your feelings hurt. And I will say, oops, sorry, guys, fat fingers, or sorry, I didn't mean to mute you, but it just happens. It's kind of the nature of the beast. So let me get some housekeeping out of the way, and then we'll get started. Is that good for you, Zell?
Yep, no worries.
Ilsa, thank you. I got tongue twisted.
Don't
Uh,
worry, I'm used to all sorts with my
Oh
name, as
my
you can imagine.
goodness. Yes. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to tell you what I did last night. You understand that I'm going to get tongue twisted quite often today, but it's okay. We will get through this. First, I want to welcome everybody and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and happy Black Friday. Thank you for joining my space. My name is Sherry Pluskota, and I'll be your host this afternoon. And I'm on Pacific time or evening where our guest is located. Excuse me. I want to give many thanks to my sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan for you. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. Just as a reminder, the recordings of my past spaces and interviews can be located on my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212. For those that are following operate my Operation Poker Quilt for charity, I have made arrangements to meet with a charity when I'm in Vegas for the WPT, and hopefully we will have a charity figured out, and then we'll start fundraising with that poker quilt that I had made out of t-shirts. So more about that when we get some more information, but you will get to see that quilt at the meetup game. I'm going to have it with me. Speaking of the meetup game, the sixth official Spaces meetup game is at the Bellagio in Vegas on December the 12th at 2 p.m. Many thanks to Sean McCormick for making sure we're always taken care of, and Craig Larson, who is the manager over there of operations and is going to be providing us pizza. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Many thanks to those that donated to Splash the Pots. If you haven't yet, let me know if you want to. We have some phase 6 passes from the Green Visor Gang, some Rec Poker membership splashes from Jim over at Rec Poker. I had some meetup game coffee mugs made, and Turbo's going to give us some Buffalo Wild Wing gift cards, and my daughter's going to give us gift cards. And I have several different books to give away. And of course, we're going to be playing for the B-52 Bomber Trophy for the chip leader after 4 hours of play. And I picked up some shot glasses in Malta to give away. So lots of fun stuff coming up. Don't forget, Green Visor Gang has kicked off their phase 6. So looking forward to hearing all about that. Excuse me. Let's move on now that all that's taken care of. IIza Zolte, I think it's Zolte, isn't it? IIza?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Everybody knows I'm horrible with names. So here we go. Ilsa is my guest, and she hails from the UK and is a former lawyer, but currently is wearing many hats. She is a mindset coach, a hypnotherapist, a poker player, and she's partnered up with Grant Gardner, who is an NLP master. And we'll get into all that in a moment. But first, a little bit more about Ilsa. She has over 17,000 in total life earnings listed on her Hendon Mob, with the best live cash of over 3,600 for her recent second place finish in the Malta Ladies event just a few short weeks ago. I'm pretty sure her best live cash was due to me giving her one of my lucky card markers, but I may be just a wee bit biased. So, welcome, Ilsa. I'm so happy that you're joining me this Black Friday.
Thank you so much. What a lovely welcome. I'm very
Well,
pleased to be here.
I'm so happy we got to meet in person in Malta. For those that may not remember, I had mentioned it because we've had, like, conversations, so to speak, in social media, right? We've made comments on each other's posts or whatnot. So definitely have known about each other and spoke to each other through social media. So I was really pleased that we got to sit down and have a chat when we were in Malta.
Absolutely. It was so nice meeting you in person
It,
because we've been friends on Facebook for years, like you say.
right, right. And it's, a friend of mine said to me before I left for Malta, he said to me, poker has taken you to different places, personally and physically, traveling, whatever. And it really has. And I'm so thankful that I get the opportunities that I do through poker. And I think you're probably feeling the same way. How many times have you been to Malta to play?
I would say probably four, four
Love it.
times now. Yeah, I'd say so. I go at least once a year, once or twice a year. So for the last
Love it.
few years, probably more actually. Yeah.
Well, tell us how you started playing poker.
Um, I was a dealer beforehand, so I was a croupier in my early days, and so I used to deal all the different card games in the casino, including poker. So I started learning the game from that, but then it was when I left the casino really that I started playing online and played online for a while, and then I went to my local pub and they were having a poker night, and I was with my mum at the time, and she said, "Well, why don't you put your name down and give it a go?" But as you know, there aren't many women in these
Right?
in these pub games. Well, not at that time. There are now, but at that time there weren't. So it was quite a bit of a daunting thing to do. But I got the courage and I thought I'd give it a go. And then I've loved it ever since.
Awesome. How long ago was that?
Oh, 2009.
So quite a way.
Yeah.
I love it. And I kind of got started in bar poker myself and been hooked ever since.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely. My kids gave me a 10-minute lesson and then they said, let's go. We're going to play. And I said, wait, we're just learning. And they're like, no, we're going to play at Applebee's, which is a restaurant chain in the States, if you're not familiar. And I said, okay. And they made me a little cheat sheet and we went to play. And ever since then, they created a monster because I love to play any games. And I think most people that play a card game, whether it be poker or rummy or gin or whatever, most of the people that play cards will play just about any card game. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I've played cards from a very early age with my grandparents and my dad, and it's just standard, isn't it? We used to play like
Right.
um pontoon back in the day for our pocket money even.
I've
So
never even heard of that game. Pontoon?
yeah, it's like a version of blackjack.
Oh, interesting.
Mm. So
That's a new one.
my first card game was probably more blackjack than poker.
Oh, interesting. And I didn't play poker until my late 40s. That's when my boys got me hooked, which is not the typical journey, as you know, right?
No, that is quite late on,
Yeah.
isn't it, to start? Wow. But there's
Yeah.
no turning back, is there?
There's no turn. I'm knee deep and maybe waist deep now. I don't know. All right. I'm going to ask you, can you explain to, we're going to kind of break down what you do, but I want to get kind of familiar with some maybe of the terms and the people you're surrounding yourself with. And because honestly, this is uncharted territory for me, but I think mindset coaching is very important, especially, I think, you know, from what I've seen over my years of playing, those that tilt, I'm like, gosh, they need a mindset coach, right? Those are always the ones that come to mind first. But before we get into that, can you explain to us what an NLP master is?
Ah, you're referring to Grant's qualification now.
Yes,
Okay. Well, that's NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming, essentially. And so, broken down, it's how the brain reacts and responds to everyday scenarios and your environment. And we all sort of see the world through our senses, and
right?
they're known as our representational systems. So we see the world through our different senses, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we touch, and what we taste. And and it's very difficult to simplify what NLP is, but it's essentially filled with lots of strategies and practices and formulas to make you think differently and more positively.
Well, and you mentioned Grant, and so did I. You are partnered up with him, and you guys have a poker mindset coaching and hypnotherapy um, site together, and you work with people to improve their mindset through hypnotherapy. Um, which you're the first person that I have talked to on this subject as far as hypnotherapy is concerned. How does hypnotherapy differ to trying to do, improving somebody's mindset in the poker world versus like somebody that wants to quit smoking or maybe lose weight?
Well, essentially, you're using the same techniques, but just for different things. So, the same techniques that you would apply for a smoking session, you could actually use for a poker player because it's using the power of suggestion. I think, first of all, what I'd like to ask from you is, what's your experience of hypnosis? What's your understanding? Have you got any history, any experience? Have you been on stage at all? Have you had any hypnotherapy sessions or
I have not, but
anything?
I have not, but it has always interested me. And of course, who hasn't watched the videos of people on stage getting hypnotized and on cruises they're being made full of? Or I've had friends of mine that have used it to quit smoking. I've had one friend use it to work on their weight and food eating, practices. And I find it very intriguing for sure.
It's essentially using the power of your mind to create these shifts and changes um, in your experiences with applied neuroscience. So it's connecting with your subconscious mind, that's your deeper part of your mind. And it's just a way of communicating with it in order to release yourself from being stuck or have any of those psychological patterns and that you want to change.
Okay, so let's talk about player contacts you through your website. Um, pardon me. And what is the course of action? Like, what is your game plan with that player?
First of all, I find out what they think is the main issue that's holding them back from achieving their real potential, in a sense. So there may be something that's blocking them. So they may be either lacking confidence because of a set of downswings, or maybe they've really self-critical and hard on themselves from making mistakes all the time, or too much of a perfectionist, or preparing them for major series and tournaments in order to have that A game mindset where you're thinking calm and clearly at the tables. There's lots of techniques and strategies that can be applied using NLP and hypnosis for any poker player.
Do you think a routine before a person goes to the felt is important and helps what you do for that player?
Absolutely. I believe that you need to get to the tables with the best mindset that you can adopt. So you need to make sure it's all you're present and you're focused and you're dialed in, switched on, so then you can leave any stresses or pressure behind you and just focus at the table. So you can just imagine that you're at the table and it's just you and the table and your opponents are in colour and the rest of the world's in black and white. It's getting your mind to sort of refocus and prioritize what's important.
Now, how did you and Grant meet and start to go into this business together?
Well, that's a weird story as well. Actually, we it was through Facebook.
I
Uh,
love it.
it's weird. Facebook's got a lot to account for.
Right?
Um, he contacted me on Facebook and just reached out and said that he's an NLP practitioner. He's done a mindset course, especially for poker players, based on NLP strategies. He'd love to meet up and see whether our work can be, complement one another or see what can happen. So we had a Zoom meeting and got to know each other. He gave me a sneak peek at the course, and I first of all had access to one module, gave him some feedback and some suggestions of how I would not improve it, but what I would add to it with the knowledge of hypnosis and the audios and stuff that I could attach to the certain modules. And he was really excited by that. And I also gave him a hypno session,
I love it.
and he loved it so much that he gave me access to the whole course. And then I gave him even more feedback, and then he decided to ask me if I wanted to join forces and become a partner and change it for an NLP and hypnosis course.
I love it. I love it. All that made possible through Facebook. We can all dog Facebook as much as we want, but you know what? There's a lot of positives that come out of Facebook. I love that. I love that connection. Um, do you, let me think about this. So, do you only do in person sessions or do you do Zoom sessions or, you know, tell us how you do a session with a player.
Most of my work is online through Zoom because a lot of my clients are all over the world. We have a lot of clients in the Asian, uh, well, preparing for the Asian poker tour. We have clients in the US and in the Netherlands and the UK, so it's just easier to work online. But we
Oh,
also see uh, clients face to face as well, depending if we're at a series or something. We could
right.
potentially have a quick session. But yeah, mainly online, I would
All
say.
all
And
right.
that's, yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
that's been since COVID, really, has online hypnosis. It's been really a COVID invention. It's always sort of been face to face before that. But with this area, with sports performance and just the convenient aspect and the outreach, it's a lot better doing it online because it's just as effective.
Right. If it has no bearing on the effectiveness, why not do it online? And you can certainly get more bang for your buck during your hours, right? So you can see more people, so to speak. And I think it's awesome. So you mentioned modules. Tell us about that. Tell us what you guys offer online as far as the modules.
Well, we have the Master of the Mindset course, which is filled, well, it's separated into different modules, like I said. And there's a section for tilt and stress, meditation and breath work, pre-grind strategies and post-grind. There's also other techniques that go beyond the game, sort of really getting deep into the tells aspect and having that sixth sense when you're at the table.
All right.
So it's a very complete, thorough course that deals with how you approach your wins and your losses and your stresses, so you can adopt that mindset of being your ultimate version of yourself that you want to become.
Now, okay, so I'm going to go to your website. Sam, I just found out about you and I go to your website. Am I purchasing that course for a lifetime, for 90 days, 120 days, for a yearly subscription? How do you guys have it set up?
We have different things on offer. So we have a gold package, which is the gold tier, and we also offer the platinum tier. The gold tier is filled with uh, several instructional videos and immersive audio tracks, bonus resources and templates and protocols. And that's all to be done at your own leisure. Whereas the platinum tier, you get one-to-one support via a WhatsApp group and also a one-to-one private hypnotherapy session. So it's different things that we provide and we offer.
Right.
We also offer a theory and mindset package, which is something new that we've developed, which involves uh, a recording of getting onto a Zoom meeting with myself, sharing your screen whilst playing online. Then before you play your online session, I will get you into that perfect state for playing your best poker and then help you reset during the break time, etc., give you some positive suggestions throughout the play, but also be able to get into your thought processes whilst you're playing the game. So I'll be able to understand what tilts you, or what your leaks could potentially be from a mindset perspective. But then that recording gets sent to Grant, who then provides commentary and another recording over the top of it. So he provides all the advice on the theoretical aspects of the game. So the player gets benefit from both.
That's awesome. I,
It's a new invention that we've been doing lately, which has been really good.
I love that.
Had some fantastic results, and I've been loving each session that I've been doing.
I love that because it's in real time. And I think that's it's so important. I coached sports in the past, and it's so important. I've coached baseball, which I can yell out to the outfield, bark a correction to a player out there, get behind the ball, or use two hands or whatever. In the world of tennis, you're not allowed to coach until they're done with the match, and so it's not the correction's not happening in the moment when which I think everybody can argue is exactly the best point in time to make the correction, right? When it's still fresh. And so I love the fact that you guys are doing that in real time.
Yeah, because I'm able to ask questions while they're actually playing. So it's very useful to find out what's going on in their head, what they're thinking about, and to pose these questions, which so you can literally get inside their mind, while they're playing,
Right,
and then fix any leaks that they have. Because as you know, as a player, sometimes we're prone to be chasing. Sometimes,
right.
as we deviate from our own strategy when we're not focused at the table. There's all sorts of things that can be identified in these sessions.
I
And
love
then
that.
Grant goes into the finer detail and gives specific advice with regard to bet sizing and ranges and all the theory side of the game.
I love that. And I love it because you're doing it with live raw data. Um, and it's the player themselves that you're working with, not just some setup data like from a month ago that, maybe John Deere tractor over here played this hand and let's dissect it together. I love the fact that it's your player. It's actually what they're doing or not doing at a table. Love that. I think that is a great way to address issues that folks are having. So kudos to you guys to marry all that together and provide that.
Thank you. It's as I said, it's something unique that I don't believe anything or anybody else is offering in the poker industry, and it's something that's definitely very effective. And we've had fantastic feedback and results from it. The game's just completely changed.
I'd
They've
imagine
identified
so.
the leaks and just been able to adapt straight away, which is fantastic. But also with the mindset part, with the hypnosis part that I am involved with, I make sure that players are focused and attentive at the time, that they're dialed in, they're switched on, that they can think clearly. I give them all sorts of hypnotic suggestions throughout their game.
Right, right. I love that. I'm just like trying to wrap my head around all of it because it is a lot to take in. Um, and it brings up other questions, right? Like, what about this and what about that? And
I
so,
know. I think you sort of threw me when you first said, "Oh, what's your definition of NLP?" And I'm thinking, even the experts don't agree, and it's like they're just such topics that can have a thousand answers. It's
So when you say I come to you and I'm like, okay, I want to do whatever, and we start sessions together. What is the time frame? Is this something you for instance, with my sponsor, Elevator Results? They want you to be well on your way within 3 months of hiring them with your personal workout and meal prep and stuff. And so they have a 3 month window that they're working with, and they hope after 3 months they can send you on your way and you continue to do what they put in place for you and designed for you. So do you guys kind of have a theory about that? That okay, we're going to do this for 6 months, 3 months, whatever, and then after that we're going to maintain it, or just do it, maybe once a month. What is like like what is your time frame for working with somebody?
For the Master of the Mindset course, we recommend and advise 3 months to complete it and give your full attention to it and go through each module, because the course is filled with tasks and resource templates that you need to complete in order to progress further in it. So it's a 3 month schedule that we sort of provide for, well, that we allow for the platinum tier clients in order to finish the course, and that we're on standby for.
Love it. Love it. And I'm going to welcome the Green Visor Gang account. I don't know who's behind it, if it's Isaac or Mac. Welcome.
It's me. What's
Hey,
up? How y'all doing?
good. How are you, Isaac?
Not too bad, not too bad. Happy Thanksgiving since I get to actually say it to you.
Thank you. Same to you. And please let me introduce you to our guest today. Is that I'm going to say it wrong every time. I promise you, it's so bad. Ilsa, please say hello to Ilsa.
How you doing, Ilsa?
Hello, how are you?
Great, great. I'm over here in these WPT Gold free rolls, just grinding my life away.
How are you running
Isaac, I'm
then?
going to,
I'm doing all right. I already cashed in one. I'm trying to cash in another.
good for you.
Fantastic. Good luck. Keep on going.
Appreciate you, appreciate you. Also love to talk, y'all. Love to talk. So I'm gonna be listening more than I'm gonna be talking.
That's okay. And I'm going to tell you, Isaac, when I'm listening to what Ilsa is saying, I think of you and some of the conversations we've had. So maybe down the road, when you're not so busy with everything you got going on right now, it would be something that would be beneficial for you. So I definitely want you to, if you haven't been in here the whole time, go back and listen to some of it. I think it may ring home with some of the conversations you and I have had.
Love that. Definitely will do that.
For sure. All right. Is there anything you want to touch on us that we haven't yet?
Are you speaking to me, Sherry?
Yeah. Yes. Is there anything you want, like that you had in mind that you wanted to tell us about today that I haven't touched on yet?
Well, I was going to give you a little demonstration.
Okay, here we go.
If
What do
you
you?
were up for it,
Okay,
it's
I love it. Yes, somebody be. Yes, I'm up for it. Go
just
for
to
it.
give you an idea. You see, the thing is, I didn't want to tell you what hypnosis is because it's a subjective experience. It varies on the on the person.
Right,
So your responsiveness can vary compared to somebody else's.
right.
So I didn't want to say what it is and what it isn't because you may feel things differently to somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So essentially, it's using words in your imagination to change your mindset. So it's just following my words and following my my instructions, and just doing your best to imagine whatever I ask you to imagine. So if I ask you
Okay,
to imagine seeing something like a blue door, just do your best to visualize a blue door in your mind's eye, that sort of thing.
okay.
And if I ask you to find a feeling, I'd like you to do your best to evoke that feeling.
All right.
Yeah, does that make sense?
It does.
Excellent. So I'm just going to give you a little experience of what I share in my work, which will explain things a little bit better for you just by having that experience, really. So when you're ready, if you'd like to get prepared for this,
I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Have you got your phone on speaker?
I do.
Excellent. So you've got your hands free at the moment?
I do.
Excellent. So if everybody else wants to join in, they're more than welcome to. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything that you're not going to want to do in that sense. Um, so, first of all, I'd just like you to place your hands out in front of you, just a few inches apart,
Okay.
and then clasp them together nice and tight and bend your elbows like you're making a desperate prayer. Just keep that clasped fist right in your eye line at the moment so you can see them. And just point your first fingers up an inch apart and just look at the gap between them because in a moment they're going to touch. Just imagine they are magnets and they're already moving. And when they touch, you can just allow your eyes to close and let me know when they do.
They are.
Fantastic. Now just go out into a fantasy and think about something that you would love to do. With your eyes closed, just think about something that you would love to achieve. It could be a personal goal or a poker goal or something else entirely. You might even go through a set of ideas before you settle on one. But just think of one now. One thing you'd love to do and achieve. And just get a sense of yourself out there. And if you can, just see yourself. See what you would see. And if you would, if you could, just drop into your body there. Hear what you would hear, knowing that you have achieved this. And feel what you would feel, knowing that you've done it. You're there. Just enjoy all those good feelings and just notice where those feelings are in your body. That expansive feeling of knowing you've done it. That's right. And as you feel that, and as you listen to my voice, just imagine your fingers are sticking and locking tighter and solid, like a one solid unit. And when you're feeling that your fingers are sticking and locking tighter together, just raise your hands a little higher and let me know.
Yes.
Fantastic. And now I just want you to drift out of your body into that scene and just see yourself out there being that person that you want to be, having achieved that goal. And now just look back to now, like it's a timeline. Just look back to now and look at all the steps that you took along the way, the milestones that you took to get there, the lessons you learned, the skills you picked up, and the dreams you made. That's right, all the way back to now. The very first step. The very first step that set you on that journey. Could even be a commitment. And when you see that first step and you're ready to commit, just let me know.
Yes.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Now, just go back into all those good feelings because from today, this is going to be so easy for you. You're going to be on that path, just like you see a flag at the top of a mountain. You may need to take a detour from side to side, but you just keep your eye on the outcome. You will move in that direction and recognize the opportunities that come your way, the decisions you make, the choices you take, and it's going to be so easy for you. Now just take a nice deep breath in for me. That's right, and breathe out any tension, let go of any doubt. Just let your hands drift down and open your eyes for me.
Roof, roof, roof. I'm sorry. It's a bad joke. Oh my God. Amazing.
How was that for you?
It's
Did you?
it's amazing what your mind will do. I could visualize exactly like being there, people cheering, the first ring being put on my finger and who was surrounding me during that win. And wow, interesting. I hope others were doing that along with us because it really was very interesting.
Fantastic. See, because you can evoke all those emotions and feelings and that mindset easily, you'll be able to use that when you're at the tables by anchoring that same emotion to a gesture or some trigger words, and you can easily access that state whenever you choose to. And that's the sort of work that I do with my clients, to
Well,
get
I
them
love it.
in their A game state, to remember a time when they felt confident, when they were playing their A game, when they could think clearly, when they were making the right decisions and taking the right action, and doing the right, making the right folds, and do you know what I mean? Playing
Yes,
perfectly. So
right.
normally everybody can think of a moment or a time or a tournament that they've played.
Well, if anybody that did that along with us wants to come up on the microphone and give your opinion about that, going through that the last few minutes, just request that microphone in the bottom left, and you're more than welcome to make comments on that or ask any questions. And we can keep moving forward. Very interesting for
Um,
sure. Go ahead, Isaac.
yeah, I mean, I could hear the announcers clowning at the fact that my Hendon mob was so trash, but I was winning the main event. Like, literally, I could hear that in my head, and I'm over here like going wild. Like, you know what I mean? The crowd is like going nuts behind.
Exactly.
Like all I and no lie, that's funny because I guess if you're a poker player, right? For you it was the ring, for me it was the main event. But yo, like literally, you can hear that. Um, Now what I don't know if I did right or not at towards the end was okay. I did the whole thing with my fingers, and then they got together. I closed my eyes. I did that. I lifted my arms with my fingers still touching the way they were because, like she said, it felt supposed to feel like a solid mass. I don't know if I came off of it the right way or not, but I did get there in the beginning, and that was dope. That was very dope, and the feeling of it actually stays with you afterwards, and that is what I thought was the dopest part about it was there's a lot of times you do these type of things. I've done little meditations and mind away to places and stuff like that, but never to where I could really feel that feeling afterwards. Like even now as I'm talking, I could still feel the feeling in the pit of my stomach. That's pretty
Oh,
powerful.
I think you would be the perfect hypnotic client, honestly. You respond so well, which is fantastic. You can get immersed into that experience and evoke those emotions, which means that you could easily be able to access that at any time that you choose to.
Love it.
Yeah, for real. That was something else. I'm gonna keep that one with me. I don't know if I'm gonna look like a weirdo clasping my fingers and everything at a poker table, but yo, I promise you, Ilse, I promise you, I will use that. And if I ever win something, actually, I'm pretty sure that will help me win something. I'm gonna remember to shout you out. I
Oh,
love that.
please do. Please tag us. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that was hella cool. Thank you for sharing that. That was dope.
You're more than welcome.
Oh,
Another little technique and strategy that I did was I gave those poker chips out with our logo on
yes.
in Malta. And the reason why Grant and I chose the Buddha for our logo is because we believe that the Buddha represents the ultimate poker mindset that you should adopt for the tables. So therefore, it's a visualization. Well, it's an anchor. It's a visual reminder of how you should be when you're at the tables. So you're installing that discipline. You're having that clarity. You're being present, focused in the moment, you know?
Well, it's mind-boggling to me because I mean, you took me there in just a few moments, and the crowd was roaring, and I actually saw the faces of those that were there celebrating with me, and so I certainly Not that I wasn't before, but I certainly through this just a few moments am a believer that it is something that we probably all could use.
Fantastic. That's beautiful to hear. But as I said, it depends on people's responsiveness and
Sure.
whether they follow my instructions. Because if you've got somebody who is a skeptic that is not following and doing what I'm asking them to visualize, it's not
Right.
going to work.
Right.
They're not. It's not going to. It's going to have the opposite effect because they're not following my guidance.
You got to have an open mind, right? You have to have an open mind. And, to figure out if it is for you or not, you have to have an open mind to try it for sure.
Absolutely. You have to be receptive.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. Like, it's the little things, though, too, because what really did it for me was when you're clasping your hands and she said, now put your fingers an inch apart and and then the moment she said they're supposed to start coming together, it's almost like the reaction time was so instant. And then, yeah, I was there. I was locked in. So very, very interesting.
Very cool. I told you, Isaac.
Fantastic. It's the first time I've done it audio though. I normally need to see the responses. So I didn't know if how it was going to pan out really via this spaces room.
Perhaps my medicated state assisted in this situation, but but I gotta tell you, it works.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I'm stone sober, and some may not be in this space, and it's okay, but it worked on both of us. So there you go.
Fantastic. It's just something simple as long as you can follow instructions and your mind will just take you there.
I love it. Tell us, are there any things in the course that you guys offer? What do you think is the most pivotal part of the course that you offer is for most players? What do you think they find the most useful in their games? Is there, is it the um, prep work to going to the felt? Is it how to stay calm and in the moment on the felt? Like, what do you think is the targeted area that most are looking at?
I would say how to execute their A game strategy essentially. So, how to be able to evoke that feeling, just like I demonstrated with you guys just now, in that sense, to prepare yourself for the game that you're going to be playing. So, therefore, you need to get rid of any negative beliefs or limitations that you may have that's either placed on you by yourself. You could be very self critical of,
Right.
Um, so it's that the course is a full transformation. It allows you to think and feel differently towards the game, and it gives you strategies to deal with stresses at the table and away from the table. It provides strategies for everything. There's a whole module on meditation and breath work, which is phenomenal to use at the tables. I think that's my number one go-to technique at the tables personally. So I
Well,
don't reveal any other tells to anybody.
well, and it's funny you said that because I find myself using what I learned in Lamaze class for childbearing. They teach you these breathing methods, and I have definitely used those breathing methods at the poker table. So I totally get what you're saying.
Absolutely. This is it. And having your pre-game ritual as well is essential, I would say, just to adopt the right mindset so you can play your best game.
Right, right.
And so you can use all the different states of awareness as well. This is what NLP sort of goes into, because there are 12 different states of awareness. And it's interesting how much we don't realize we are actually seeing, if that makes sense,
Oh, it
and what we
does
actually
because
pay attention
y-
to.
I'm a very intuitive person. And so I get it. Like, and that's why for me, playing poker is more of a feel. Um, and um, what my reads are of people. And it's really through a sixth sense, is what I say. So I totally agree.
This is it. As you refer to the sixth sense, you're referring to the subconscious mind, really, for a poker player, because that's what is active at the tables, really, when it's where all your beliefs and habits and patterns are stored. That's what you're looking into, really. So therefore, in the hypnosis sessions, when you communicate directly with your subconscious, you can restore any changes of behavior that you need to implement. You know, if you tilt for any reason, or if you react badly to a particular style of opponent, or if you react badly when you've lost a big chunk of your stack, you know, you need to learn to readjust and reset.
Right. Right.
So
Okay. So I want to, before I move on to something else, is there anything else you want us to touch on about your business, the website, grant, any of the history or anything? I don't want us to skip over anything that you may have wanted to tell us about. And also tell us the website where folks can um, find your course.
yeah, it's www.masterotmindset.com.
Awesome.
So OT stands for of thee.
I love it. Go ahead, Isaac.
When we were at the end of doing that earlier, you said now you can access this later whenever you need it and whatnot. Is there, do I go about doing that how I got there? Or is it just breathe and try to remember what that felt like? What's the better way to approach
Good
that?
question.
The best way to approach that would be to repeat that exercise again and think of a trigger word that you can use in your mind to reactivate that state. So normally I would install that using anchoring with a client within a session, but if you can just activate that state on your own and use that trigger word, and then whenever you repeat that trigger word in the future, you'll be able to activate those emotions as well.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
I love it. Great question. Great question. Okay. Um, Ilsa and I met in person, as we said earlier, for the first time in Malta. So I feel like we need to touch on that because I've been telling these folks, we were lucky enough, Yvonne, the owner and founder of the Malta Poker Festival, gave me a VIP package to give away at our last meetup game. And so the folks that are joining us today or listening at a future time, my listeners, um, know how excited I was that she did that for us. And so I'm trying to get them all to go with me to Malta is the bottom line. So I wanted to kind of talk about the Malta Poker Festival for a minute. Um, Tell us what you think about the Malta. What are the things you enjoy about the Malta Poker Festival?
I absolutely love it, as you
I
know.
know.
I can't keep away from it. As I said, at least once, twice a year that I've been. I love all the tournaments. If the last time that I went, as you know, I spent my time in Malta, either at the tables or on my booth. So it was a case of I didn't really see much of Malta at all. But I love the casino. Portomesso Casino is beautiful. The tournaments are well run. I like to play the main event, of course. I like to play the ladies, as you know.
Right?
But I also like the progressive bounty and the win the button. And yeah, I like all of them. Apart from mixed games, I don't play any mixed games because
Right.
I'm trying to master one first before moving on to anything else.
And I get it. I just, I've been gushing about it, for several weeks now. And I just wanted, folks to hear it from other people because I think everybody has that feeling when they go to Malta. Like it's beautiful, it's well run, the food is delicious, the people are so awesome. Like no matter where we went, the people were amazing. So I just wanted us to touch on that for a minute or two. Um, I like to play a game called Rapid Fire. And what I'm going to do is give you two choices. And if you can either pick one of the two choices or you can say pass. Would you like to play?
Of
Of
course,
course. I love it. Okay, comedy movies or a Hallmark movie?
comedy,
Tea or coffee?
coffee.
So funny. Every Englishman I've asked that or woman that question, they always pick coffee, and it just like dashes all of our dreams and hopes that we hear that y'all drink tea all the time. Do the dishes or do the cooking?
Dishes at the moment,
The beach or the mountains?
the beach,
Love it. Gummy bears or Sour Patch Kids?
gummy bears,
Texting or a phone call?
phone call.
Love it. Thank you for playing. Kind of
You're
gives
welcome.
us a little bird's eye view into who you really are. Not really, but it's fun.
Well, I talk people to sleep for a living, so I think the phone call's quite apt.
But it's surprising how many people choose text messaging, or maybe it isn't surprising, versus hearing someone's voice. I like a good phone call, but I'm certainly, texting a million times a day. So,
Or there's even voice notes nowadays, isn't there? Which
yes.
makes it easier.
Well, and I wish I used the voice notes more often because it would make my life a lot easier. The problem is I need reading glasses. So sometimes I try to use the voice messenger and I don't have my glasses and I'm like, oh, why are you doing this? And, but whatever. It is a nice shortcut for sure. Are you coming to the WPT? I think I predicted that if you won the purse in that ladies event, it should be the startup fund for coming to Vegas in December.
That would have been awesome. But unfortunately not. Maybe one day I'll get
All
there.
right, we'll ask you every year, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to Isaac and myself and a couple other folks are going to do my daily WPT space, and so every day it would be at this time at 8 p.m. your time. No, it'll be no, I take that back. It would be 3 more hours. It would be 5 o'clock in the afternoon your time. We're going to do a daily space and just go through what poker's going on in Vegas. Talk about what's going on at the WPT, all the hot topics. Like right now, Maurice Hawkins has got himself, probably a shiner, a good old shiner, and a sore body today because he got in a fight at a home game. So that's the poker gossip of the day, which we like to cover in those daily spaces. So I hope you stop in a day or two and you can tell folks what you do and kind of promote yourself.
That would be a dream.
Absolutely. And if you're on the felt, come in and tell us what you're doing, how you're doing on the felt. And we don't care if you lost or you won. We don't want to listen to a bad beat story, but we want to listen to how you're doing on the felt.
But my fives got cracked, Terry.
The problem with bad beat stories is there's so many of them. That's all we would be talking about, right?
Yeah. I think my bad beat stories are averaging about 50 a day. So I feel you. I feel you.
I know. All right. I want to ask you one other question before I let you off the hook so you can enjoy your evening because I know it's getting late there. Um, Recently, Phil Hellmuth put out in the ether that the WSOP, I was going to say the WPA, the WSOP should limit or reduce the number of bracelets they award annually to 100. Do you have any thoughts about that? And I'm asking you because you're in a different country. Maybe you've heard some scuttlebutt about that topic.
Um, I haven't actually.
No problem.
No, I've not really had much thought about it, to be fair. Um, I think maybe it might lose its value if there's too many given out potentially.
And that's kind of what his argument is. And I don't necessarily disagree or agree. But I just thought, I'd like to hear some perspective from around the world, not just from here in the States, because, right now they award 100 of them at the WSOP every summer. But our circuit events get rings, not bracelets. But then overseas, it would be bracelets and not rings, as well as online. So I think it's definitely a discussion we all need to have and think about it. And, do we need 100 bracelets in the summertime every year? I don't think so. I think we can have plenty of events that are not bracelet events and everybody still be happy. So that's my 2 cents. But I just wanted to get your perspective.
I wouldn't mind either, to be honest, Sherry. I wouldn't turn either away, would you?
Nope. I just visualized about a ring.
Exactly, that's it. Brought back lovely memories.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to let you off the hook unless you have something else you'd like to bring up. I appreciate you being with us this evening.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
It's been my delight, and I appreciate you and your time, and Isaac, you too, and Exec Deck and Michael in the audience. Appreciate you guys. And the B 52 bomber was here a little bit earlier. And I also appreciate those that'll listen to this broadcast in the future. It all matters. And I love it when we have a great guest like Azelle. No, I want to say Azelle. Why? These guys can tell you I have such a brain fart when it comes to names. It's not just your name, so please don't take it personally. It's probably, most would say it's my own damn name too. Um, I just get a mental block. Maybe I need to have you hypnotize me to work on that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. As I said, I'm used to all sorts
Oh
anyway.
my God, it's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. I appreciate your time this evening, though. And let's catch up again soon, shall we?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You bet. Much love and happy holidays if I don't talk to you before then.
Yes, happy holidays to you. Happy
All right, good
Thanksgiving.
night.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.